Okay, hello everyone. This is Rick Collins with PC Bennett. We're going to get started. Got a lot of people on the call here today. I want to thank everybody for taking some time listening to today's webinar, Additional Reporting and Business Intelligence for Acumatica. As I mentioned, my name is Rick Collins. I'm the Director of Customer Success here at PC Bennett Solutions. We're very excited to bring you two great speakers today. Talk about their impressive reporting tools for Acumatica. So we're lucky to have Gabriel Michaud, founder of Velixo. It's an Excel-based reporting tool for building financial and project reports, as well as Joni Girardi, founder and CEO of DataSelf, a business intelligence and analytics platform. Before we get started, I just want to point out a couple logistical items. We'll be placing everyone on hold, or I'm sorry, on mute initially, but we'd love to hear from you. So if you have any questions, please ask them in the questions area located on the Go to Webinar tab to your right. We'll get to those questions at the end of each session. Gabriel has a hard stop at 30 minutes after the hour, so we'll get through his presentation first. We expect the presentation to run about 45, 50 minutes, and then we will have Q&A at the end. I will also be recording this webinar and making it available to you later today. So let me get to the next slide, just talk about the agenda. So again, I'll be introducing Gabriel with Velixo in just a moment. He'll speak for about 20, 25 minutes, and then I'll introduce Joni. He will also speak for about 20, 25 minutes. We'll open it up for questions, and then talk about any end of year promotions, and then wrap it up. So, without further ado, let me introduce our partner, Gabriel Michaud, an ERP software expert, a programmer with 20 years industry experience, including as an Acumatica developer and MVP, created Velixo to enhance the power of Acumatica. We have several customers running Velixo, as well as I know Acumatica itself is using it. So with that, Gabriel, I am going to hand it over to you if you are ready.
Yes, I am, Rick.
All right, I'm going to make you presenter.
Perfect. I just started the screen sharing. Thanks, Rick, for giving me the opportunity to present Velixo to your customers today. I'm very excited to be with you. I'm right now in Dallas, visiting a few customers and partners, and through the magic of my smartphone, I'm able to make this presentation from my current location in Texas. I usually start my demos by asking people in the audience if they are users of Microsoft Excel. And usually, pretty much everybody answers yes, because Excel is everywhere, and pretty much everyone uses Excel one way or the other for their data analytics, for their financial reporting, for their project reporting, and all sorts of other reports that people can create in Excel. So that's how I introduced, and like really with the product that I will be showing you today, people that already use Excel will be able to learn and use this product in just a few minutes. It's extremely simple, as you will see during my demonstration. Velixo brings the power of your Acumatica Analytical Reporting Engine, ARM, the financial report writer that is built into Acumatica, to Excel. Velixo is packaged as a Microsoft Excel add-in that adds a new toolbar to Excel and a set of functions that are designed to work with your Acumatica financial and your Acumatica project data. I think a picture is worth 1,000 words, so rather than show you a bunch of slides, I will go straight to Excel and give you an actual demonstration of Velixo reports for Acumatica. First, I will start by installing the Velixo add-in on my computer. This is the same add-in that every Velixo user needs to install to access the power of Velixo inside Excel. It's very simple to install, one click, and it takes just a few seconds. A license of Velixo covers your entire organization, so every user can install this add-in without having to pay extra fees. So if you have multiple computers and multiple people that use Excel with Acumatica, they can install this add-in very easily. We're done. So I'm going to open Excel and create a simple financial report with you. Let's start by creating a blank spreadsheet and click the Acumatica toolbar. What you see is the toolbar that we add to Acumatica and where you can access the key features in Velixo. The first thing that I will do is connect to my Acumatica system. So I just open the connection manager, click add, and then enter my Acumatica URL. Finally, I enter my Acumatica credentials. We use the same security system and same security controls as Acumatica. So when you log in to Acumatica from Excel, you enter the same username and same password that you enter in your web browser. The benefit for you here is that you will not have to set up separate logins or manage a separate set of permissions and security. You do everything from Acumatica, and all the advanced security features of your Acumatica Cloud ERP will work inside Excel. That includes the advanced features of Acumatica, like the ability to limit access to specific projects, specific branches, or even specific GL accounts. Let's continue in Excel and click Connect. So that's it. We're ready to start building our spreadsheet. What I would like to do today is create a simple trial balance that will list every GL account as well as the current account balance. I will start by inserting my chart of accounts. And then I will use one of the functions that we add to Excel to retrieve the GL account name. It's very simple. All you have to do is press equal and then type account name. So just like any other Excel function, when you type the name, Excel shows you a description of the function and how to use it. So it's very simple in this case. All I have to do is enter the account code and press enter. So now Excel gives me the account code and account name. The last thing that I would like to do is retrieve the current balance for January 2019. So let's put that here. And also for the actual ledger. So we'll add a few headers and labels just to make the report cleaner and clearer. So like that. And now we are ready to add the final function to our report. So just like you saw me doing with the account name, I can type equal account name and account ending balance, and Excel will show me the function and I can finish it. One question that you probably have at this point is, where can I see a list of all the available functions? And that's obviously something that every new user of Velixo will want to know. You can use the insert function window in Excel. That's the little button that you see right here, to see every single Acumatica function that is available in your system. So right here, you have Acumatica GL, and in the function list, you can see everything that is available. What we're looking for is the account ending balance function. So I can just click OK and follow the instructions on screen. On top of that, you can click on Help to see detailed documentation on the function and on Velixo. This is taking you to support.velixo.com. That's the self-service support portal that we provide to our clients. On that site, you will find a description of all the functions, examples, but also sample reports and full tutorials that you can use to learn the product and build your own reports. This is a public website, so feel free to take a look after the call today at support.velixo.com if you want to learn more about Velixo. Let's go back to Excel and finish our trial balance. First, I will say the connection Next, my ledger, my account code, and my financial period. It's also possible to filter by sub-account, by specific segments of your sub-account, and by branch. I'm not going to do that today. I will just leave everything blank. And by leaving it blank, Excel will just include everything in the calculation. This is something that I will be copy pasting. So I want to make sure that I'm using fixed references. I will just add the $sign like you do in Excel for your formulas. Let's click OK and copy this down. And that's it. We're done. We now have a fully functional report. I can save it, reopen it later on, and simply hit refresh to see the latest numbers from Acumatica. We have built a special technology that we call Smart Refresh, and Smart Refresh is what enables us to extract the data from Acumatica and recalculate even the most complex financial report very quickly. Smart Refresh also means that everything can be recalculated in real time from Excel after you've done the initial loading. For example, if I want to look at September instead of January, I simply change it and press enter. It recalculates right away, just like everything else in Excel. I can use all the features in Excel that I'm already familiar with. So for example, I could copy paste the column to look at two different periods next to each other, or as another example, to look at my actuals versus my budget. So I just change the ledger and the system will give me the data from my budget ledger. So it's very simple, as you can see. I will switch to another file that I will use for the rest of my presentation today. This is one of the files that we provide on the Velixo support website that you saw earlier at support.velixo.com. So it makes use of all sorts of nice Excel features, such as the ability to have multiple sheets or tabs in the same file. So you can use that to have different views of the same data or reports. So in this one, I have a P that shows me the last 12 months, a cash flow statement, a set of project reports, a trial balance, and even a budget that I can work on and push to Acumatica. Let's go back to the P&L and highlight a few of the features that are available in the Acumatica toolbar. I have a question for you. Have you ever worked on a spreadsheet for hours and got stuck on a large number, something that you could not explain, that you don't really know where it's coming from, and you have to dig into the data and make sure that the number that you see makes sense? I'm sure that the answer is yes. Thanks to a feature in Velixo called Smart Drilldown, you're able to click on any cell in your spreadsheet, even formulas and totals like you have here, and see what's behind the calculation. So let's try it. I will go to Acumatica and click Drill Down. Look at your formula and identify all the different cells that are included in that calculation. So as you can see, we have multiple GL accounts that make up our total. And let's look at this one here, travel 20173. And you can see everything for that cell in that calculation. We even show you where in the spreadsheet we found that particular account and sub-account, so you can easily get back to the original cell, like I just did here, travel. And you can even view the transaction list from Acumatica by simply clicking View Transactions. So that takes you to Acumatica in the account details screen. So you're now in Acumatica, so you have access to absolutely everything in your spreadsheet. And for example, you have the ability to drill down if you want. And so now that you are in Acumatica, you're able to look at notes or files that might be attached to the document. Like we have here, we have received for one night at the Hilton, 20173, and that exactly matches what we have in our Excel spreadsheet right here. So this is a very powerful feature, and usually whenever a CFO or controller or any user that spends any amount of time in Excel sees that, they're usually pretty impressed by the power of the tool, and they understand how much time this will save them with their spreadsheets. There's a lot more in the product. Unfortunately, today we don't have enough time to cover everything, but I would like to make sure to mention the additional features that are included in the Velixo toolbar. First is the automated report distribution feature. That is something that allows you to run, refresh, export, and email your reports on a regular basis by specifying the tabs and sheets that you want included, by defining the different filters that should be applied to your reports, and then by emailing and saving that to a location of your choice. This is the automated report distribution feature. And last week I was showing this feature to a customer, and his feedback after seeing this was that, wow, this will be saving me a lot of time. That single click that you did from the distribution list is something like 2 days of my life every month. So just remember, 1 click, 2 days, and read more on that feature if you're interested on the velixo.com website. The other important section that is in the Acumatica toolbar is called Writeback. And Writeback is something that allows you to update your Acumatica data from a spreadsheet. We have 2 key sections. One is the budget Writeback, and you can use that to update your Acumatica budget from a spreadsheet. I have an example. This is a simple budget that I built earlier, and I'm using other features that are included in Velixo, such as the functions to access my actuals, and then standard Excel calculations to build my budget. So very easily, you can build your own budget, adjust your forecast, and in 1 click, push that to Acumatica. By the way, you need to have access to the budget screen in Acumatica, so this does not bypass the security and restrictions that you may have configured in your Acumatica system. The other Writeback feature is called GL Writeback, and that is something that you can use for journal transactions. Month-end transactions, prepays, amortizations, allocations, or any type of journal transaction can be automated from the GL Writeback feature. You always start with a template that you fill out with your own numbers and calculations, and then when you're ready, you import it to Acumatica by using the GL Writeback import feature. Very popular tool. I just visited a customer in Texas, and he kept telling me how much he liked the Writeback feature and how much time this is saving them every week. And this is all included. By the way, everything that I showed you today is part of the Velixo package. And every user in your organization will be able to leverage the features in the product. With that said, I will go back to PowerPoint. That's the end of my presentation. I want to make sure to tell you about the special promotion that we have until the end of the year. For customers that subscribe before December 31st, we are giving 15% off for the first 3 years. The pricing of Velixo is based on your Acumatica resource level, and it starts at $150 per month for Acumatica Small Business Edition customers. Once again, this is for an unlimited number of users and installations. And if you subscribe before the end of this year, you will be eligible for 15% discount for the first 3 years. I hope that you found my presentation enjoyable. I would be happy to answer questions. If you have questions, whether it's right now or as a follow-up later today or tomorrow, just email Rick at PC Bennett. They're great partners. We've been working together for many years, and the team at PC Bennett has multiple consultants that are already certified and familiar with Velixo Report. So they will be able to help you and assist you with the implementation. Thank you very much. Rick, do we have any questions or anything that you would like to add?
Yeah. Thanks, Gabriel. Appreciate it. And for those of you who work from your car, you can see that Gabriel was able to work through that. There was a couple spots in there, Gabriel, where you were a little behind using the system in your voice. But I am going to open it up to questions. If now is your lunchtime and you're eating potato chips or something, just be aware that I'm going to open it up. We do have. Let me open it up for questions. And while I do that, Okay, I believe you are all unmuted. We did have one question about the operating system, the question mark.
Good, I just unmuted myself. In terms of operating system, we support Excel, Windows and Excel 2010 or later. If you are using Excel on a Mac, you are still able to view spreadsheets that are created with Velixo, but to refresh the data, you need the Windows version. I am personally using Excel on a Mac, but through a virtual machine, Parallels Desktop, and that enables me to run the full Windows version of Excel on my computer. I think we had another question as well on the ability to include external data or data from other sources, not just GL and project. It's definitely possible. Excel has very powerful and flexible data extraction capabilities. So if you want, let's say, to reconcile your GL with your AR and just want a detailed transaction list, that is something that can be added to a spreadsheet. But that's using standard Excel features, such as Power Query. For full BI and dashboarding and reporting, what you will see next with Joni is a great solution. So, remember that Velixo, our main focus is financial and project reporting through spreadsheets.
Excellent. All right. So once again, thank you very much, Gabriel. Appreciate it. At this point, I'm happy to introduce our next speaker and partner, Joni Girardi. Founder and CEO of DataSelf, Joni describes himself as a lizard brain-inspired data geek, self-described, and founded the company 14 years ago. If you have any experience with BI reporting and analytics, it can be fairly complex and expensive and typically affordable only to the largest enterprises. But DataSelf and Joni have been working relentlessly to bring the complexity and cost down so that companies in the SMB space can also take advantage of pulling out all the data that's stored in Acumatica and making sense of it and allowing for better business decisions. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Joni Girardi.
All right, Rick, can you hear me?
Okay, I should have made you the presenter there.
Yep. Can you hear me?
Can hear you.
Perfect. Let me share this thing. So over here, just move things around. Let's see. Can you see me?
We can see you. We can.
Gabriel was in the parking lot. I'm in a freaking cold. I'm kidding, in California. This is not cold. This is just Northern California. This is awesome. Anyhow, let me stop my screen because sometimes it can get into the way. Rick, thank you very much for the introduction. I'm super excited to be here, especially after Gabriel, which gave this great presentation. Great product, as he said. If you work with Excel, you love Excel, Excel is the way to go. Velixo is pretty much the best BI tool that I know personally for Acumatica. As Rick mentioned, I'm a lizard brain inspired data geek. I've been that kind of person for 20 plus years. Very focused on BI and analytics for mid-sized companies. And when I say that Velixo is awesome, is because I've been around and I've seen many others, and I can tell I endorse them as well. Like Rick said, we provide a kind of a platform for BI analytics with data warehousing, web user interface, and a different set of tools. We've been working with Acumatica for about 2 years, so it's fairly new with Acumatica, but we've been around for 15 years working with many other ERP systems. Let me change my screen here for the next slide. Acumatica, the company, also uses DataSelf as their reporting platform. They use for data warehousing and analytics, just like Velixo for Excel. They use ours for more web-based reports and dashboards. And there's a quote here from Nigel, which is a CFO, how Acumatica is using DataSelf to better serve you, the customers, and also their partners. Many people say, no, why DataSelf? I mean, there's so many options out there. Why DataSelf? The most important reason is because many business people, they are data hungry. They want data, they want information out of their Acumatica. But the data is there and it's not easy to get it out. So if you have business people that have this frustration, the data is right there, is in Acumatica. Why can I see in a certain way? If that's a frustration, and they are not data geeks, they're not, computer savvy, they have to rely on someone else to build a report in Excel, in Acumatica, no matter what. DataSelf takes that platform to the next level. We can usually empower decision makers that are not data geeks to become self-sufficient, to gather information anytime, anywhere, to make changes, to create reports from scratch without going through training sometimes. Sometimes there's zero training. You just see a demo and you're ready to rock. So empowering these people with an easy-to-use tool to answer their questions is our #1 priority. Second is fast. No matter how much data you have, you can have multi-tenant Acumatica, you might be bringing data from other systems. No matter how much data you have, we guarantee reports run under 10 seconds. So it's really fast and it will not slow down your Acumatica. We do not slow down Acumatica. Everything runs fast with DataSelf. Also, we must have reports ready for your decision makers on day one. We've been doing this for 15 years, analytics and reports, and we have learned that decision makers want information. Is it Excel? They don't care. Is it PDF? They don't care. Is it a web browser? They don't care. They want information when they want it, the way that they want it. So what we have been doing for 15 years is, hey, let's just build out-of-the-box reports. So when we deploy on day one, decision makers find answers to their questions right there, anywhere, anytime. If you go with the DataSelf full-blown solution, we have a light and enterprise. If you go enterprise, there are more than 5,000 reports and dashboards covering financials, sales, inventory, purchasing, pretty much all modules of Acumatica. So big value, must have reports ready on day one for easy decision making. And finally, sometimes this word should not be said in a webinar, but many people say, you guys have the most beautiful, the sexy solution. So if you want to brag about having the best solution available, definitely you should talk with us. How do we do the magic? This is the architecture, pretty much the DataSelf Lite, which I'm going to be focusing most of my presentation. Pulls data from Acumatica, also using a very optimized extraction process. It's cloud to cloud. We use, if you're a data geek, we use super enterprise level technology. We use AWS, Azure, SQL data warehousing, Tableau, and Power BI as the analytics layer. But what really matters at the end of the day is, no matter if you use Mac, if you use Windows, if you use Android, iOS, different platforms, we pretty much support them all, and business users will be able to access their reports and dashboards anytime, anywhere, and most importantly, they will be able to make changes to slice and dice without calling for the consultants, the experts. That's pretty much how we do our magic. So let's see how it works. So right now I'm going to start with the simplest and most empowering functionality of DataSelf. Remember, our #1 goal is to empower decision makers that are not data geek, people who do not have time even to learn Excel, or maybe they know the basics of Excel, but building a report in Excel, sorry, they're not going to be able to do it, even if it's easy. It's just too much. I'm going to show some examples how DataSelf empowers these people. Natural language in the browser. So if I'm the VP of sales and I'm connected to DataSelf, to my Acumatica, I can come here and say, I want to see sales by salesperson. And I intentionally mistype by with BU, because the tool will check what I wrote and will try to interpret what I'm trying to ask. In this case, do you want to see sum of sales by salesperson? Yes. I just confirm, and voila, that's the answer. I don't know, I don't need to know where the data is coming from and how the things are linked and the GIs and the security. All those things is for the data geeks to take care of, to be sure the data is accurate and it's automatically refreshed. As a decision makers, I want information at my fingertips. Now, I got it. Beautiful. Sales by salesperson. When I go to check it out, home account, $90 million. That makes no sense. This is a very typical scenario. When a person asks us a question, they have something in mind, but they didn't articulate it enough for the computer to understand. In this example, $90 million makes no sense. And then I remember, oh yeah, I just want to say sales this year. And the tool by default shows sales for the whole company history by salesperson. Ah, yeah, right. So let me type in 2019, plain English. The tool will see what you wrote, will give you options. Yes, I want to see document date, which is invoice date in 2019. And now there's a new number. Aha, home account, $9 million, perfect. It's that simple. You write something and the computer will try to interpret. What if I want to see by month? I type in by month. The tool interpret, yes, is by invoice dates month. I confirm. And right now I can see by month in 2019 by salesperson my sales. Again, decision makers don't need to know anything but English. Right now, English is the only language supported. So if you work with English, these people can do a lot. And again, you can come here, change the chart. There's a lot of functionality that I can slice and dice and change the report. But the beauty is empowering decision makers so they can make these changes. And once someone builds a report in dashboard like this, if they want to save, so next time they don't have to do it all over again, or they want to share with other people, they just click the save button. They save it, they save in folders. Folders are projects or places where I have security. So if I save under the sales folder and put a sales by rep report 2019, right now, every salesperson that would have access to the sales folder would be able to see this report. Or we can have security configured in a way that each person can only see their own sales. Same report for everyone else, but security behind the scenes control what each person can see. But it's that easy. And we pretty much blow the competition away when it comes to empowering decision makers. It's that easy. But that's more. Now, I'm outside of Acumatica, but I could have done this in Acumatica. Let me show an out-of-the-box report available with DataSelf Lite. DataSelf Lite is a new release we released a couple of months ago for Acumatica. Right now, I'm showing DataSelf Lite inside of Acumatica, so we can be completely embedded. It's just a web browser, a web page that can be embedded into Acumatica. And currently, the DataSelf Lite covers AR aging analysis, AP aging, cash flow, sales, and open sales orders. These are the 5 data points or data sources we include out of the box with DataSelf Lite. We are building more templates for distribution and construction. I'm going to be releasing soon. And eventually we're going to be covering it all, manufacturing and other modules. So we're going to be covering the whole reporting platform of Acumatica with the DataSelf Lite. DataSelf Enterprise already cover all modules. Lite, right now, these are the 5 modules. But this is an example. I'm showing the AR aging dashboard. It's very kind of clean. It shows the number total amount that I have in aging. I have broken down by aging bucket using a certain color legend that is also listed here. I can see where the money is going to come from a geography standpoint. Bigger bubbles or bigger total, and the slices use the same color schema as my legend. This is the same information by due date, breaking down by customer, again using the same color legends, by document and details. But the beauty of this out-of-the-box dashboard is how to interact with it. Let's say, hey, I want to see what's going on with my very late invoices. I select them, and automatically the dashboard changes to only show me, where the money is coming from, customers with very late invoices, the documents, and all the details. Or maybe I want to see only the slightly past due invoices. These invoices usually be paid very soon. Maybe they're already in the mail. Maybe they are a call away. So right now I can see the same kind of trend. And when I look at the due date, hey, there is one day in September 23rd in my sample database, there's a lot of past due. What about it? I click that bar, and now the dashboard changes further to only show me this particular data point, who the customers are and whatnot. And I can tell there's one customer that has most of the due date. And I click on it, then it will show me that there's actually only one invoice. And right now I could click on this invoice and open the document directly in Acumatica, or open the customer record to call the customer. So if I were in a production environment, by clicking open customer or open document, this would open the customer or document right inside of the Acumatica proper page. So this is an example of an out-of-the-box report that will be ready on day one with DataSelf Lite. There's more. This is a sales kind of dashboard. So if you want to help your salespeople to analyze their sales, this particular tab is very powerful. Right now it's showing this year, prior year, total sales, varies percentage. Right now for the periods through period 9. If I choose, I only want to see what happened in the first half of the year, I press apply. Now the whole dashboard changes to only show half of the year. If I want to compare full year last year versus this year, I just select all the periods. Right now in my sample database, I am halfway through October. So in this example, I'm declining because it's not a fair comparison per se. So let me go back through October just to see a year-to-date comparison. Now, when you're analyzing sales, in this case, I see customers with the biggest sales this year, products with the biggest sales this year, what I'm selling to. If it's red, means it's declining since last year. If it's black, it's growing. Trend analysis, how many customers I have sold to how many products. But maybe you want to see who's growing the most since last year. It's easy. I can come here and sort this table by the variance. I click once. These customers have the biggest sales growth since last year to date. What about who's declining the most? It's a click away. You click sort again, and now I see customers with the biggest decline since last year. Why is that? What products are driving the decline? I can just select those two customers. Let's say the top two customers. And when I do that, the whole dashboard changes to show the total sales for these customers are this. I'm $1.4 million last sales than last year, location, trend analysis, and these are the products that these two customers have been buying. Let me sort this in to see which products are driving the major decline. Right there. What I just did in a couple of minutes, analyzing my sales trends, if you do not have DataSelf, it's like forget it. It's very hard to have this kind of perspective. Export Excel and apply filters, this last year and this year, and make a difference between who grew or decline. It's complex. And these kind of questions that we are showing right now answered. Why we build this dashboard? Because in 15 years, delivering this kind of functionality to salespeople, we saw that salespeople quite often are analyzing sales this year and last year and looking at trends. What happened? Why is this going up? Why is this going down? So we came up with this dashboard that alone will answer many questions. In the training is a demo. We do like a 5-minute demo of this dashboard. And most salespeople will be able to do things that will take hours in Excel of people who know GIs and all of those extra things. Very empowering. I'm going to show one more example here on the sales dashboard. This dashboard here is also for salesperson. It has open sales order, actual sales in a given period, and then receivables. 3 data points from Acumatica on a single screen. And you can add more, and eventually you'll be able to add, CRM or whatever else that you want. Because when a salesperson is doing their work, if they are touching those 3 modules, open sales order, sales, and receivables, they typically need to know information across the 3 modules to do their job efficiently. Let me give an example. When I look at my aging, I see a customer, big customer with a lot of aging that has quite a bit of old invoices. If I click this customer on my aging, the dashboard changes to show that actually I have an order from this customer with a bunch of products to ship out today. Will this order get out of the door? Well, if it has a late invoice, maybe not. And if I don't act proactively to fix the problem, tomorrow the client may call me, where's my order? Oh, let me check. Oops, it didn't ship. Well, I already mailed the check for payment. What the heck, right? So by allowing users to easily drill down, slice and dice their data across different modules is critical for salespeople, for the company owner, for the CFO, for the COO, for the inventory management people, to be able to make decisions quickly and easily, anytime, anywhere they are. I'm going to show one more example before I wrap and go to the PowerPoint. In my next example, it's not part of DataSelf Lite. It requires DataSelf Enterprise. But typically in the audience of these webinars, there's many people from the finance department. And sometimes they're struggling with financial reporting. I'm going to show how financial reporting works in DataSelf Enterprise. So this is what we call a profit and loss with single page analytics. Pretty vanilla, P&L, total for my year, and right now we're showing periods 1 through 7. And the beauty is what we call single page analytics. I can slice and dice my data heavily. I can drill down, go in different directions, everything on a single page. In Acumatica, typically when you change something, change a filter, you drill down, you go to different tabs. You leave the original tab, and sometimes you are 3 tabs down in your analysis, and you get a call, you get a distraction. And when you go back to that tab, you don't remember why you look at that information. You have to start all over again, maybe just give up and move on. So we have built this functionality to avoid you from going from tab to tab. You can see everything together. Let me show an example. If I want to see sales by period, I just go and I expand my year. Right here, I see it by period in the total. What if I want to compare a few years side by side? Maybe all years. I just pick all years. There it is, all years. Maybe I also want to see the period variance. I just pick and choose the variables here, and I see the variance. What if I'm going to drill down? Easy. Let me just make it simpler. So right now my P&L is showing 2 years side by side through period 7. And what if I see, hey, payroll is going up? I didn't hire anyone. What the heck? I click payroll. And instead of opening a new tab, it just shows me all the balances on this new table. And these are the balances, by payroll account, sub account, fiscal year, fiscal period, everything is here. What if I want to drill down and see the GL transactions? I click expand. And now I'm drilling down further and I'm seeing the batch number, the transaction date, source, reference, every little detail. And if you look at a piece of information and you get a call, get distracted, when you come back, you're not on page 3, you're on page 1. Oh yeah, I was looking at my payroll while I was going up. I drilled down and was looking at this transaction. I see the filters, and usually I can get back in my line of thinking in no time. Again, if your users are busy and don't have time to learn tools, how to do things, this is very empowering. It will allow them to make decisions quickly and not spend time with data preparation. There's a lot that I'm not going to be showing here today. I just showed what we call the viewer user experience. You don't have a lot of training. Sometimes you need 0 training to use DataSelf. There's also a lot of training resources for the more data geeks, for people who can maintain the whole solution and take care of security, embed things into Acumatica. That's not going to be covered today. If you want to see a full hour demo of DataSelf, right now you can go to YouTube If you search for DataSelf Acumatica 2019, there's a webinar I recorded yesterday. There's a full hour, so feel free to go to that webinar to see more details. But absolutely, I also encourage you to call Rick. Let's have a conversation about your needs and see if DataSelf will be a good fit for your needs. Let me go back to my PowerPoint. We are also offering a special promotion specifically for people attending this webinar. The promotion is with the DataSelf Lite. If you order a package of 1 Explorer and 5 viewers, you get 25 off the list price. If you order a package for 20 users, we're offering a 30% off the list price. Orders must be placed by December 31st, and they're also valid for 3 years. Additional user pricing is right here. To deploy DataSelf Lite is super duper easy. You just contact PC Bennett, you place the order, and once you provide your Acumatica URL and credentials, pretty much in a few hours, you get DataSelf Lite with everything that I showed you today ready in a few hours. Usually, it takes about a day because we need to coordinate and you gotta put security, but it takes hours literally to get the system up and running. It's very straightforward. And with that, I'm going to let open for questions and answers.
Excellent. Thank you, Joni. Great information, powerful stuff. We've got one question here. I believe you kind of answered it, but are the dashboards customizable, as can I feed other general inquiries to help with data visualization?
Good question. So first of all, yes, they are highly customizable. Today, I did not show how to customize them more than the basics. The webinar that I recorded yesterday has a little bit more information on how to customize some of the customization features. The Lite version right now comes only with open receivables, open payables, cash flow, sales and sales, open sales order. Right now, Lite only comes with those data sets. Yes, you can customize the GIs. You can bring more fields in that information, add more tables to the GIs. Yes, you can. But the Lite will not allow you to add new GIs yet. It's in the plan for our product development to allow you, the users, to add new GIs from Acumatica. And eventually, we're going to let you do anything as far as integration into Lite. Our plan is also to keep on adding more templates. As I mentioned, we are scheduled to roll out the construction templates for Acumatica Summit. The distribution templates, meaning open, purchase order, inventory, should be coming about the same time. In the DataSelf Enterprise that I just talked about at the very end with the P&L, that one already covers pretty much all modules except CRM. Everything else already covered out of the box, and it's open. If you want to add more GIs, more information, if you want to add payroll from another company, if you want to add Salesforce.com, any data source, the enterprise provides full capabilities for data integration. That was kind of a long answer.
All right. Well, I've unmuted everybody. If you're self-muted, if you have any other questions you'd like to shout out. Let's see. I think another question just came in. What is the pricing for the enterprise version? Did you show that?
Enterprise requires a one-on-one conversation, so we can take this offline and cover with this person, their needs and see what they're doing, and then we can customize the price for enterprise. But it's usually not a lot. I mean, it is more expensive, absolutely, but it's not. Typically, if your company has more, millions of dollars of revenues and above, the point is not the price of DataSelf. The point is about the benefit. So we usually talk, we show, discuss, and see if it's a good fit and if the price makes sense to your budget.
Yep,
definitely.
Yeah, something that we would want to get on a call and talk through and get that done. So please reach out to me. Any other questions? Again, you can.
Can I just show another thing? Because actually, I just my note and I forgot one very important component that Gabriel also showed that is really important. And actually, I just wrote after he showed his part of the product. What I showed you here is primarily what we call the self-service approach, meaning people can go to these reports and dashboards. They can go to Acumatica. They can go outside of Acumatica. So you don't need to have these reports in Acumatica. You can have them outside. We have many clients that external users like board members or clients access the reports outside of Acumatica, completely independent, but they have their own set of reports and dashboards. Some people use these things using mobile devices. Let me see if I can quickly show you here an example of inside of a mobile device. And the last thing that I want to show, since we already have a few minutes, is actually I used the wrong information. Hold on a second. Is how people can actually distribute reports and dashboards to others using what we call a self-service approach. Just go here and this one, and let's show the 360. So right now I'm outside of Acumatica, and it's just showing reports outside of Acumatica. And suppose that I want to see this information on a mobile device, a tablet or a smartphone. How do they look in a smartphone? I'm going to simulate a smartphone experience. So if you open this dashboard in the iOS or Android devices, is the same information, just now vertically distributed, and it's just as interactive as it did on the web browser. If you click this on a mobile device, it's going to change the whole dashboard according to what you changed. The last thing is, as you see this thing, suppose, hey, I want to send the report to many of my users. How can I share with them? I myself, as a user or as the admin person, and this is all controlled by security, I can click the subscribe button and I can tell I'm going to send this to myself. I'm going to send to Zach, and I'm going to send to Clark. And you just put the people, all the people that you want to send to, and then you tell if you want to send only this particular tab, or you can send all the tabs to these people, how often you want to send this report to people. And once you click subscribe, that's it. And just like Gabriel mentioned, distributing reports for many companies is a major pain. DataSelf also has this functionality that will allow you to automatically distribute reports. You set it up and off you go. You don't have to worry about it anymore. So that was my quick additional note that I forgot to cover during my demo. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much. I know Gabriel had to jump off, but I appreciate the line is still open if there are any other questions. Otherwise, let me jump back to my screen real quick. And unless there are no more questions, I want to thank everybody for taking some time out of their day to take a look at these additional reporting tools for Acumatica. I really appreciate Gabriel and Joni for taking some time to show us. Please reach out to me if you have any other questions, and we are happy to take a look and show you more information on these powerful reporting tools. So with that, I want to thank everybody. Thanks, Joni. And I will be ending the webinar now. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.